Hello everyone and welcome to my Y&R Insider 24 update channel. Noah wakes up, Kyle targets Audra, Nick and Sienna attracted. The Young and the Restless November sweepstakes tease Noah Newman's awakening and Kyle Abbott's, Michael Miller, pursuit of Audra Charles. Plus, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, could find themselves mutually attracted in spite of themselves. Noah's new look Lucas Adams, who played Trip Johnson on NBC Peacock's Days of Our Lives, will make his debut as Nick and Sharon Newman's, Sharon Case, son on Noah. Noah may come to Audra's defense as Kyle pursues Audra, Noah's former London love interest. At the same time, Nick and Sienna's mutual attraction could throw a wrench in the much-anticipated chic reunion. With Sienna married to Nick's mortal enemy Matt Clark aka Carter Mills aka Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth, Nick may be in protector mode for Sharon for now. But Nick already knows that Sienna is afraid, and it's hard for him to ignore a helpless woman. There's much more to come in November. Since sweeps officially began on Monday, November 3rd, there will be a lot more to come in November. For example, Kyle will undoubtedly discover the reason for Claire Newman's, Hayley Erin, distance. She and Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, hit the sheets in Los Angeles while Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, helped Kyle plot his next move in Genoa City. Kyle didn't understand why Claire didn't return his texts, and seemed disinterested in Harrison Newman Abbott's, Reading Munsell, communications. When he was in Los Angeles, she told him to leave her alone, and he had no choice but to go back home. However, it appears that Claire will return because he will confront her about her time in Los Angeles by the end of the week on November 3rd. Holden will keep Audra's secret. Nikki worries about Claire's decision-making. Also in the first week of November, Holden vows to keep Audra's secret while Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will worry about Claire's decision-making. In the meantime, Nick and Sharon rush to Noah's bedside as he finally wakes up. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, who is also in Los Angeles supporting Nick and Sharon, develops suspicions regarding Noah's accident over the course of the week. She, along with Nick and Sharon, will suspect that Noah's accident was intentional, as Sienna will cover her tracks with the police. As for Nick, he will finally come face to face with his mortal enemy, and realize Sharon was right. Matt Clark has risen from the dead a second time. Also ahead in November, wedding bells ring for Danny and Cricket. Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, and Christine Williams, Laura Lee Bell, get married in November. Will Michelle Stafford's Phyllis Summers interfere? Or will she be more preoccupied with Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, after hacking his AI technology while pretending to be his friend? But before the wedding takes place, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, will use it to strike out against his enemies, Phyllis having told him of her catch. It will be an exciting November sweeps as viewers find out what Noah was up to in his absence, and mysteries surrounding his car accident will be solved. Stay tuned to find out if additional mysteries will be solved and other questions will be answered. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates can be found here frequently. Noah wakes up, Audra's ambush, Holden's deception. The Young and the Restless spoilers for November 4th, 2025, have been released. The upcoming episode will likely feature Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva, arriving in Los Angeles. This makes Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, keep a new secret. Plus, Claire Grace Newman, Hayley Erin, panics. Additionally, Lucas Adams' Noah Newman finally awakens. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Be sure to check out the spoilers for our weekly Y&R here. Fears Claire Grace Newman. Let's start off with Claire, who will be questioned about her recent decisions. Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will be concerned about Claire getting closer to Holden. The grandmother will also be worried about all the risky choices that Claire seems to be making, especially while in Los Angeles. Of course, fans know that Claire opened up to Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, about her confusion. Thus, at least Claire is aware of her out-of-character behavior. As for Nikki, she might worry that Claire won't be able to get her life back with Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, after the whole Holden passion. Read more, find out what happened on the last episode of Y&R. The mystery of Mitch Bacall over in Los Angeles, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, are sniffing around and it could lead to danger. Sharon faced Mitch Backall, Roger Howarth, aka Matt Clark. While Mitch claims it's a case of mistaken identity, he doesn't seem too eager to clear it up either. Then, Nick tries to face Matt only for Sienna Backall, Tamara Braun, to send him away. Fans know that Mitch was right there in the club, though, hiding until Nick left. Nick needs to see Mitch with his own eyes to see if Sharon is right about it really being Matt. Sienna seemed unconcerned or agitated when Nick mentioned Matt to her. So, I'm figuring that Sienna might know about her husband's sinister past. When the tables turn, could she regret keeping Mitch's secret? Read more, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle plots major paybacks to get revenge. Noah Newman wakes up. Also, Noah finally wakes up from his medically induced coma. So that will take Schick away from Mitch, Matt and Sienna. For the time being at least. Nick and Sharon have a lot of questions, but will Noah's answers make sense? Noah may be a man of deceit these days, as I suspect. Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. How are Mitch and Sienna really involved? What are Matt's plans for Noah as well as Nick and Sharon? There are a lot of questions that need answers, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. After months of speculation surrounding Noah Newman's disappearance and mysterious accident, The Young and the Restless finally delivers an emotional payoff as Noah wakes up. The twist isn't just that he wakes up, it's also that he does so with a new face, Lucas Adams' first time playing the role. More than just a casting change, this change represents Noah's physical and emotional rebirth. The significance of this moment will be apparent to those who are familiar with Noah's tumultuous past, which includes his struggles with creativity, blunders in his love life, and the long-standing conflict that exists between his parents. When Noah opens his eyes in that hospital bed, he's not just regaining awareness, he's stepping into a storm of secrets, betrayals, and unresolved family conflicts. Nick and Sharon's joy at their son's recovery is tempered by the ominous circumstances of his accident. As they hover protectively by his side, the mystery deepens. Was this truly an accident, or was Noah targeted? Lucas Adams brings a fresh energy to Noah, infusing him with an edge that suggests trauma and hidden motives. His chemistry with Sharon Case, Sharon, and Joshua Morrow, Nick, reintroduces a fractured but deeply bonded family dynamic that has always been central to the show. The question now is, what does Noah remember and what is he hiding? 2. Kyle Abbott's target, Audra Charles. In the meantime, Audra Charles has become a new obsession for Kyle Abbott, the other favorite schemer in Genoa City. What starts out as a calculated move of power could quickly become a dangerous obsession. Audra, played by Zuleika Silva, has a notorious history with Noah from their London days, and her reappearance sets the stage for emotional chaos. Kyle's pursuit of Audra isn't driven purely by attraction, it's tactical, a blend of revenge, manipulation, and wounded pride. Kyle has moved into darker territory as a result of his recent heartbreak and strained relationship with Claire Newman. His desire to control situations and people has always mirrored his father Jack's ruthless business instincts, but with less restraint. Being as clever as Kyle, Audra is difficult to target. She's survived corporate wars, romantic betrayals, and public humiliation. Things are made even more complicated by her alliance with Holden Novak, which suggests that both she and Kyle are engaging in emotional chess with high stakes. Yet there's an unexpected emotional current underneath Kyle's schemes. Perhaps his vendetta masks something deeper, a longing for validation, a desperate attempt to prove his independence from his father's shadow. The upcoming confrontation between Kyle and Claire in Los Angeles will likely expose these vulnerabilities. Kyle's inability to let go of rejection, especially from Claire, shows how his ambition often leads to self-destruction. 3. Nick and Sienna, attraction or disaster? The developing attraction between Nick Newman and Sienna Backall may be one of the most morally complicated storylines of the November sweeps. On the surface, Sienna seems like the archetypal damsel in distress, trapped in a dangerous marriage to Mitch Backall, who, as longtime fans know, is actually Nick's old enemy, Matt Clark. This revelation reopens one of The Young and the Restless' darkest chapters, where deceit, violence, and obsession defined Nick's past. Empathy is the beginning of Nick's connection to Sienna, but it quickly moves into forbidden territory. Despite knowing that Sienna's husband is both dangerous and manipulative, Nick can't resist her vulnerability. Joshua Morrow and Tamara Braun's chemistry creates tangible tension, a mixture of moral conflict and undeniable magnetism. For Nick, every interaction with Sienna becomes a test of loyalty to his family, his values, and to Sharon, with whom reconciliation seemed finally possible. But Sienna's secrets run deep. The fact that she may be complicit in Mitch's identity deception, or at least aware of it, makes her attraction to Nick more perilous. The repercussions could be catastrophic if she plays both sides. Yet, it's also possible that Sienna is trapped, coerced into protecting a man she fears. In that case, Nick's protective instincts may turn this storyline into a tragic love triangle where love and danger become indistinguishable. 4. The mysterious accident of Noah's car accident looms large as the central mystery driving November's episodes. At first, it appears to be a random tragedy, but as Victoria Newman begins piecing together inconsistencies, the situation takes a darker turn. The more Sharon, Nick, and Victoria investigate, the more it looks like sabotage. The story shifts from a family drama to a psychological thriller as their growing suspicion that Noah was deliberately run off the road becomes apparent. Could the alter ego of Matt Clark, Mitch Backall, be involved? His history of obsession and vengeance makes him the prime suspect. His past crimes against Nick and Sharon were thought to be behind them, but as the script teases, Matt Clark has risen from the dead a second time. If Mitch truly is Matt, his targeting of Noah would be both symbolic and strategic, a way to hurt Nick through his son. The inclusion of Sienna in this web complicates everything. If she's protecting Mitch, intentionally or not, she becomes both victim and accomplice. The moral ambiguity of these relationships, love clouded by deception, adds depth to what might otherwise be a typical soap opera revenge arc. 5. Claire Newman's conflicted heart. The Newman family is dominated by Noah's awakening, but Claire's own struggles serve as a powerful parallel. Her impulsive affair with Holden Novak in Los Angeles is not just an act of passion, it's a cry for identity. Claire has been trying to redefine herself after years of being overshadowed by family expectations and personal trauma. However, the emotional toll of her decision to cheat on Kyle is significant. Claire receives freedom but also danger from Holden, a charming but occult character. His vow to keep Audra's secret further ties him into the Newman-Abbott web of deceit. Nikki's concern about Claire's judgment underscores a generational divide. While Nikki represents the voice of caution and tradition, Claire embodies the recklessness of youth, where emotion often triumphs over reason. When Claire returns to Genoa City, she faces a reckoning. Kyle's confrontation won't just be about betrayal, it will be about identity, self-worth, and the cyclical nature of pain in the Newman-Abbott legacy. The tension between Claire and Kyle mirrors that of their parents, making it a generational echo of unresolved emotional warfare. 6. Holden Novak, the keeper of secrets. Holden Novak, portrayed by Nathan Owens, becomes one of the most enigmatic figures of the November arc. On the surface, he's the quintessential romantic outsider, but his entanglements with both Claire and Audra expose his manipulative tendencies. He effectively becomes a silent puppeteer in multiple ongoing storylines by agreeing to keep Audra's secret. Holden's alliances are transactional. He's the kind of character who thrives on information, using others' vulnerabilities to secure power. The way he interacts with Audra is particularly intriguing because there is a sense of mutual understanding between two people who are aware of the price of ambition. Yet Holden's motives remain ambiguous. Is he protecting Audra out of loyalty, love, or self-preservation? His presence in Los Angeles links the separate narrative threads, the Newman family's investigation, Kyle's vendetta, and Audra's machinations into a cohesive whole. Fear of what Holden might do with what he knows is what causes Claire's panic over her choices, not guilt. Holden might, in typical Y&R fashion, turn out to be the spark that breaks apart several lives. 7. Nikki Newman, matriarch in crisis. Nikki Newman's role as the family's emotional anchor is once again put to the test. Her worries about Claire's choices reflect her deep understanding of how quickly passion can destroy a Newman. Nikki senses danger before anyone else does, having survived her own decades-long roller coaster of addiction, betrayal, and love. Her instincts about Holden's influence are spot on. This month's storyline serves as the show's moral compass. While others fall into temptation, revenge, and secrecy, Nikki remains vigilant, an embodiment of resilience. However, even she might not be immune to the brewing chaos. Nikki will likely become the one trying to keep the Newman family together as Victor carries out his corporate vengeance and the children spiral into emotional chaos. Her struggle is both external and internal. She must protect her loved ones while resisting her old coping mechanisms in times of stress. 8. Shadows from the past. Matt Clark's return to the present. The reappearance of Matt Clark as Mitch Bacall, now posing as Matt Clark, is one of the most electrifying twists. Matt is remembered by viewers who have been watching The Young and the Restless for a long time as one of the show's most sinister villains. He was a man who was obsessed with Sharon and hated Nick and did unthinkable things. His re-emergence, under a new identity, revives one of the show's darkest rivalries.